Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our regular board meeting for August 6, 2020. Mr. Tinch, could you please read?
Yes, sir. Visitors are always welcome at our board meetings. Due to the passage of House Bill 197 and in response to the COVID-19 public health crisis, the Board of Education meeting will be available using Google Hangout as well as a public meeting. You may join by internet live stream. What's it called? What's it? Help me out on that, Phil. I'm technically challenged.
Where
Where are you?
are you? Board meeting.
http://board.bedfordschools.org
Okay.
or Spectrum. Yeah, I got that. Spectrum Cable TV, channel 1025. If you wish to speak during the audience participation portion of the agenda, please complete the audience participation card online at http://participate.bedfordschools.org. Oral presentations are limited to 3 minutes each, just like this.
Well, I thank you, Mr. Tinch.
Well, thanks for asking me, Mr. Stevens. Don't do it again.
Thank you. You did a fine job. Thank you. Thank you. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Boynton,
Here.
Mr. Kennedy,
Here.
Mrs. Patterson,
Present.
Mr. Tench,
Here.
and Mr. Stevens.
Here. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay, thank you once again, and thank you, audience, those who are here and those who are online with us, streaming or live. I believe it's channel 1025, and along with the our internet. So once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. We're going to move along with our agenda. Dr. Selico, do we have any awards, presentations, communications?
We do not.
Okay. We do have audience participation. That's definitely for sure. So we have audience participation at this time. So do we have any green cards that was signed over?
They're over there. So if you were going to speak, there are green cards that were to be filled out prior to the meeting and
Please.
given to the treasurer. They're on that over there.
Yes. But in the meantime, do we have any audience participation that's online there, James? While the parents here can, or the guests can fill ours out, and we can still go into, we'll get the participation online. Thank
Okay.
you.
Give me 1 second to pull them up.
Well, whoever comes up first, either the audience or James, whichever one comes up first, we would go with you. So if one of the audience out here, if you have your card available, then you're welcome to come up so that James can go ahead and get started. Or James, if you want, we have one here and you can go ahead and get your
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm ready to dial now. So
Are you
this
ready to
is,
dial in now?
Sabrina Appleton, I believe,
Okay.
is first on the list.
And what are their comments or concerns?
They are in regards to the auto tech program.
Auto tech program, okay.
Hello.
Hi, this is Sabrina.
Yes.
Hi, this is James Meyer with You Are Now Live with the Bedford Board of Education.
Oh, hi. I wanted to know, my question is, what are they going to do about the auto tech programs for the high school? Because you can't really learn auto tech on virtually. That's
Thank you.
all I wanted to know, like what they were going to do about that.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens, has asked me to respond. Ms. Appleton, we are still working on that. You ask a great question, and we all have the same concerns relative to many CTE programs, auto tech being one that we know the importance because it is hands-on. And so we are working on, as you know, we work with 5 different districts. So we've been meeting, and we have another meeting scheduled to determine what programs, if any, we can get to be at least at the hybrid model where we can have students come in part of the time. So we are still working on that. That is still on the table, in which we can have some of our CTE programs on site. So we will be in touch as soon as we can get this worked out. The challenge is working with 5 other districts. So the superintendents have all been collaborating on this with the director, Katrina Myers.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Our next caller is Chaz Hunter regarding a video that he wants the Board of Education to see. Oh,
Did you fill out a green card? I guess you're in, so.
Hey, how y'all doing, board? I made a little video to to show y'all like how much how much this season is important to us and how we need it. It's on YouTube right now. Am I able to play it for y'all? Or
Go right ahead, Chad. Go ahead.
should I play it on there or?
Mr. Myers, are you able to,
Are
do
you
you
able
have
to
the
do that?
video?
we could try it. You have a link to it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Try to just send it.
Okay, in the meantime, while he's working on that, we're going to go with the next
Okay.
audience participation. While he's working on that, we'll come back to you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Simmons?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Tamika Simmons. I'm Malik Simmons' mom, as well as the president of the Football Moms Association. So I am here to represent our team. We have the coach here with us. We also have a few of the leaders, Chaz Hunter and Malik Simmons, here with us. We have some football moms, and of course, we're present outside as well. We are here just to basically fight for our season and as well as practice. Practice is most important, and we have been practicing with nothing happening. I know with the pandemic happening, it's scary, but we have to have them practice, especially when a lot of other schools are practicing. And then come October, we'll have a problem because then we won't be ready, as well as some schools may not wait to see if Bedford is going to be on board or not, and they may substitute our teams with other teams. What's most important is that the class of 2021 needs this season. I'm emotional, sorry. They need scholarships, and this will very well hurt our boys, as well as the underclassmen. These boys look forward to this. The practices and the season keeps some of these kids off the streets and out of trouble. The practices and the season is maybe the only reason that some of these kids keep their grades up, because they know if they don't have the grades, they can't play. So we are here for you to please allow our kids to practice I know it's not really up to you as far because, you know, CDC or OSHA, they can cancel, but we definitely need to practice. I know a lot of schools decided they weren't, but now a lot of schools are getting overturned and they're allowing their kids to practice. So that's what we're coming here for you today, is to allow our kids the opportunity to at least practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. Thank you very much. Do you have, is it on there? Okay, how long is it, young man? Couple minutes? You got it. Go ahead, Jay.
This season mean to you?
This season means everything to me. It's my last season, senior season, you know. Always wanted to have a banner posted up. You know, that was just the goal of mine, to put Bedford back where it needs to be and to show everybody that Bedford is a football team. I'm great.
What does this season mean to you?
For me, this season means a lot because it's my last season as a senior. It's going to be my last season at high school level. Coming off my state title from junior year, I'm just trying to defend my title and go out with a bang. That's it.
What does this next season mean to you?
It honestly means everything. Everything, especially years before that in middle school, running track, it's something I've really dedicated a lot, sacrificed a lot for. So honestly, I just deep in my soul, hard from making the season that canceled.
What does this season mean to you?
This season means to myself and to see what I can do.
What about you?
All
right. What does this senior season mean to you?
This senior season is very important to me because I feel like this is my last chance to play with people that I've been playing with since 7th grade and even in Little League. I feel like we should have the chance to play. Because I mean, this is the last time that some people need scholarship, some people need it, some people don't have another way out. Right? Some people may have academics, but they're not that strong. Some people need to have academics, have athletics. I feel like it's needed.
Hello, Board of Education. My name is Chaz Hunter. Thank you for watching my video. As you can see, having a season means so much to us as athletes and students. We hope that this video helps you understand that how important it is for us to have a season. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. You put a lot of work in that, didn't you, young man? Good job. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. I know you have concerns and you know what we're facing here. And there's a lot of decisions that had to be made, and we will still be making them as we move forward with this unprecedented during these times. But we're just trying to do the best we can for what's, for our school district. Thank you very much for coming. Appreciate it. You have another one? We have Miss, let me put on my glasses, my goodness. Thank you, Ms. Patterson. Bridget Underwood, and it's regarding to the counselor's concern. So Ms. Underwood, come on up, please. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to say good evening. And good evening to the board. And I wanted to thank you for the opportunity. We're very passionate about our counselors here at Bedford High School and all of the schools. So this is something that a number of us have put together. Well, we want to say thank you for the opportunity to voice our concerns regarding the repositioning of our school counselors. We are proud and support all of our school counselors for the work that they do to meet the needs of our students. There are a number of parents that currently right now that are online and that are on the phone and that are listening to this conversation. And this is why the parents and students of our school community are very concerned about the discriminatory manner in which Dr. Johnson has reassigned the Black female school.
No, Ms. Underwood,
Okay.
no names, no,
All right.
no ma'am.
All right.
You can't
We
have it.
believe there is concrete evidence that, the treatment of our school counselors in regards to having them reassigned, is, having them reassigned to school buildings is unfair. In this time of uncertainty, it is critical that our children's social and emotional needs are met while learning remotely is safe. We know that students often find it challenging. We also know that the research and data overwhelmingly supports the need for strong relationships for student achievement. Why would even consider moving our counselors at all, especially at a time like this in the middle of a pandemic? Speaking of our relationships, Mrs. Alicia Henderson and Mrs. Young McCann have gone above and beyond the call of duty. And did you know that Mrs. Henderson created the programming in collaboration with businesses and schools in the community, such as Kent State, Hathaway Brown, the Word Church, and Emerald Credit to support the social, emotional, and academic growth of the children. The programs are tailored to an intermediate population and would be impossible or extremely difficult to replicate at this high school level. And in regards to Ms. Young McCann, she graduated all of her seniors this year from A through E, despite COVID and the students and the parents who had given up, as well as those with serious mental health issues. Basically, with Ms. Young McCann and Ms. Alicia Henderson, they have developed relationships. They continue to reach out to the students and to the parents. They work closely with the teachers and developing pacing plans and explaining class percentages so they could see the graduation was still attainable. And did you know that with Ms. Young McCann's class, the class of 2016, which was the largest class at Bedford High School and had the highest graduation rate, even after inheriting the class midway through, because they moved her to a new administrator for support.
Ms. Underwood, excuse me, I'm so sorry. And we will continue to hear yours, but right now, I just got the notification from our timekeeper that your 3 minutes is up. But
I've just got a small portion left.
how small is that portion?
I mean, it's just 3 sentences, that's it.
Go ahead.
Thank you. It says, members of the school board, we the parents and students and community members of the Bedford School District reach out to you today asking that our counselors be returned to their position at their original buildings where they served our children well. Also request that we would investigate the inequities of the counselors and our district and the discriminatory process that was used. Thank
Okay,
you for
thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
This is a Bedford Bearcat Sports 2020 parent, guardian, and student athlete contract and package together to say that we promise to, follow protocol and do all we can to keep everyone safe. So these are.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me get my computer back up here. No. Okay, that is it for our audience participation, or do we have anything else, James? No? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for those who came up to either stress your concerns or just comments that you would like to get answered. And for those who did not get an answer, Dr. Sullico will follow up with whatever additional questions or concerns that you may have. Okay, we're going to go to agenda item 4.01, the resolution to waive the second reading. Board members, you probably read the information there. And 4.02, which is the policy revisions. Would you like to take them both at the same time? Okay. So with that being said, can I get a motion to approve agenda item 4.01, the resolution to waive the second reading, and 4.02, policy 8600 revision?
So move.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Tench, second by Ms. Boynton. Questions or comments? If none, please call the roll.
Mr. Tench,
Aye.
Mrs. Boynton,
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy,
Aye.
Mrs. Patterson,
Aye.
Mr. Stevens.
Aye. Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, board. Okay. Moving right along, our consent agenda, item 5. Item 5. Board, you had an opportunity to read or to review this consent agenda, and there was no additional questions or concerns or anything of that nature. So we're going to go, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve item number 5.01, the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Patterson, second by Mr. Kennedy. Questions or comments? If none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Patterson,
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy,
Aye.
Mrs. Boynton,
Aye.
Mr. Tench,
Aye.
Mr. Stevens.
Aye. Motion passed 5-0. Thank you once again, board. Okay, we have a resignation, 6.01, resignation of the exempt classified employee. And that is Mr. Parkinson. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Parkinson. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens, members of the board. This particular person, Danette Brandt, she is the administrative assistant and payroll person in my office. She is resigning to accept a new position that is much closer to her home. Currently, she travels over an hour one way to come to work. So her resignation would be effective September 1st.
Okay. Okay. Board, can I get a motion to approve or to accept the resignation of the administrative assistant effective September 1st, 2020?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Kennedy, second by Mr. Tench. Questions, comments?
I have a question. Mr. Parkinson, so how many people are we going to be down in your department?
I will be down an administrative assistant, payroll person, and we just hired the accounting manager, so now just 2.
Just 2. Thank you.
Okay, any further?
I just want to wish Tabitha all the best in her new endeavor.
Not Tabby.
No.
Tabby's been gone.
Who was the one? I lost here already.
It's not.
I'm sorry.
It's not.
Danette.
Danette, yes.
Tabitha was working with her. My fault. I apologize for that.
That's fine. You're still in Florida, man. You're
Yeah,
still in Florida. You're still in Florida.
Too much sun.
That's okay.
Sun on the brain.
That's fine. No problem.
Be back in the bubble.
All right, y'all know you meant well still. You get it, Tim. All right.
HTTP.
That's right. Any other questions or just comments? Please call the roll.
Mr. Kennedy?
Aye.
Mr. Tench?
Aye.
Mrs. Patterson?
Aye.
Mrs. Boynton?
Aye.
And Mr. Stevens.
Aye. Motion passed 5-0. Okay, we have a number 7, superintendent's recommendations. Dr. Selico.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Good evening, members of the board. This evening, we are not voting on this item. This will be your first reading of a number of policies, as you see there. 2 things, though, I do want to note. First off, there's a, as you have heard me say before, we need to approve a face mask policy, and therefore you will see that in there. It's called protective facial coverings. That's 8450.01. I would encourage you to look over that one carefully. It's essentially in guidance with what we've heard from the governor in his order. I will say that, as we know, things change daily. When we were originally writing this, we were writing it for 3rd through 12th grade, and then the governor came and said K through 12. So we have made that, we were able to get that correction in order for you to view that, but please take a look at that. And the rest of them are pretty much revisions, and there's a lengthy sexual harassment policy coming out, and we have started work on that, but there may be some revisions to that. So we're holding off just to have a little bit more time to do that. It's literally close to 30 pages, and that's why you see the one deleted there. So the last thing I want to point out then is if you look in your notes, what you'll find there is there's a Neola update, and what I found very helpful that will help, I think, guide you, it's a newer feature, is that they, each time there's revisions, they provide us with an update, and it just shows you, rather than having to figure out what we changed from the last time, it'll show you in a little snippet what was revised in the policy. Sometimes it's just a typo, to be very honest. There's one in here that's just a typo, but I thought it would be streamlined for the board that you don't have to try to figure out all the changes. So with that, thank you, Mr. Stevens. That's just a first read.
Thank you, Dr. Selico. Thank you. We're going to move right down the line to the 8.01, which is the approval of the revised 2020-21 school year calendar. You had a chance to look at that. So board, can I get a motion to approve the revised schedule upcoming school year calendar, please?
So move. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Patterson, second by Ms. Boynton. Any questions regarding the calendar? None, please call the roll.
Aye.
Mrs. Boynton,
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy,
Aye.
Mr. Tench,
Aye.
Mr. Stevens.
Aye. Okay, motion passed, 5-0. Thank you. And superintendent's report, Dr. Selico.
Thank you again, Mr. Stevens. I have a few items that I would like to share since I know that we have the listening audience out there, and a couple updates that people have probably been waiting for. First off, I do want to mention Chanel, just to give the board an update. I know I sent you the first picture of when they were not breaking ground, but actually breaking down the building, if you will. It's a slow process. I've received some phone calls thinking that it would be, maybe a wrecking ball or even dynamite questions that I had. And I said, no, you might not want to bring your camera. Some people wanted to record it. I said, you'll probably be standing there for at least a month if you're going to do that. It's a very slow process. So they're chipping away in the back. They've made a lot of progress. If you've seen it, I'll try to snap some pictures or ask Jerry to do that, and so we can update you if you haven't driven by it. But I just wanted the folks to know that are listening, we are in the process of demolishing it, and we should have a green field that we're looking at by October is what I believe the anticipated time frame is. But through August, the end September into September, I think they'll be still doing the wreckage, if you will. So just wanted to provide you with an update. And then for parents and staff that are listening, we are working diligently on our plans for both the staff and parents to provide you with information, with updates. Now that we know that we are going all virtual, we are putting together a very specific plan. While we introduced the one plan, it was also a lot of information for staff. So we want to sort of work through that and find out what is important to parents, and also add more fine details for you. So that should, hopefully our plan is to get that out next week. But I just want you to know that is coming, and staff, we will have more specific details for you as we continue to work through this with BEA as well. Also, I wanted to let parents know that since we discontinued, we're taking a short break with our meal distribution. We ended that on July 31st, and the reason being is we need to get in and do some fine cleaning in our cafeteria and all the areas that we were using. But we intend to reinstate that as soon as school starts, which we're looking at about September 8th. We'll keep parents informed, but we intend to expand that program and have meals while we're having this virtual experience. And lastly, I want to point out the board just voted on the revision of the calendar that we've been informing and kind of forewarning parents that this may happen, but I appreciate the board's support on this. We are going to start the day after Labor Day, so that has been made official. So we will have the updated calendar on our websites, so you can access it there. We will need to make some adjustments to our marking periods because we have a few days off, but we will reflect those with trimesters and quarters for our older students. So I just wanted folks to know that at home, and I will also put out a reminder to parents and on social media that the calendar has been officially changed. And that is it for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sullivan. One thing that I would like to say, since you had mentioned regarding the Chanel demo, I was getting calls as well regarding how can some of the Chanel or alumni to retain maybe some bricks. Is there something that we could do to, reserve some bricks for people who may want to?
Mr. Kennedy's raising his hand. I think he wants a break.
Oh, Mr. Kennedy, go right ahead.
I got like 5 or 6 already. What they're doing is I know a police officer was doing it, but I think some of the workers, they're taking some of the bricks and throwing them on the other side of the fence where you could pick them up. Oh, so when I went there was probably 20 sitting there that you could pick and take as a momentum of it. So, and I think if you really wanted to, you could probably go ask one of the workers to get you, if you saw a nice brick, he'd probably give it to you. So I think they've been pretty accommodating.
Okay.
I've been up there.
They just wanted to know, was there going to be anything, or how could they go by getting something?
That's how I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned that to Mr. Zagrebik when we started the demo, and to my understanding, they're supposed to have a couple of pallets outside the demolition area with bricks and sandstone and stuff like that people can help themselves to. I haven't seen any up there yet, but they've got a long way to go yet, to finish the demo. So I would think that that's what's going to happen. So you can relay that to.
Gotcha. I will. Okay, anything else?
Yes.
Go ahead.
On part of the consent agenda, we approved the appointment.
That's right. And I was getting ready to, I went down to speak with Mr. Park.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No, that's all right. But it was a part of the consent. We should have probably put it into a regular, but it was there, and I just noticed that. That's why we sent something to him about introducing his recommendation. So, Mr. Parkinson, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens, members of the board. Thank you very much for your approval and your confidence. I have with me, I'm still getting used to her last name. She's a newlywed. I know her as Courtney Martell, but it's Courtney Cantale. She comes over from Willoughby Eastlake. She will be the new accounting manager. And she'd like to come up for a very, very brief moment to introduce herself to you, the board, and say a couple words.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, everyone. I'm Courtney. I just want to say I'm so excited for the opportunity. Just really excited to get started and get in there. So thank you so much.
Welcome to Bedford. You got to get her up into green and white here, Bill.
I've already done that, Mr. Chairman.
What, before she was approved?
No, I'm prepared. So as soon as she's approved, it's green.
Good save.
Green and white.
That was a good save.
All right, no problem. Okay, that is it for the actual regular meeting. So right now, we're going to go into executive session. We're going to go into executive session at this time. Board members, I'd like to make a motion to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee.
So moved.
Okay. I made the motion.
Well, that was a motion. Second.
That's right. He's second.
I'm sorry.
I made the motion. Mr. Tinch made, he was the second. He did. Second. Okay. To go into executive session, please call the roll.
Mr. Stevens?
Aye.
Mr. Tench?
Aye.
Mrs. Patterson?
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy?
Aye.
Mrs. Boyington?
Aye.
Okay, we're going to go into executive session. 6:35. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you very much.